Thank you for joining us tonight. You're now with me, Cheryl Shaminato, for TVS Nightline. Let's begin with our local highlight tonight. Perceived as one of the most outstanding politicians in his generation, Tan Sri James "JEMUT" Masing's departure left a significant void in the political arena of Sarawak. Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS Youth Chief Dato' Snowden Lawan described Masing as irreplaceable, his absence leaving an enormous impact to the Dayak community.
He pointed out that Masing was a highly respected figure who had contributed immensely in voicing the people's problems, especially those of the Dayak community. Dato' Snowden stated that there is no replacement like him, but nevertheless we must continue his legacy, his struggles, as that is what is important for us now. He told reporters when met after paying his respect, together with the GPS Youth Component Party's leaders, that the late Deputy Chief Minister was a father figure to everyone in PRS and that he had fought till the end. He noted that the young leaders really looked up to him as he had offered them guidance in politics and was regarded as a political compass for the generation to come. Snowden also said that the constant well wishes and continuous condolences extended from all corners and divide showed that Sarawak has indeed lost a precious gem.
Meanwhile, Parti Rakyat Sarawak has refuted rumours of the power struggle vying the party's president post. As such, its Deputy President Datuk Joseph Salangandum also denies attention to helm the post that was left vacant following the departure of Tan Sri James Masing, adding that at the time being there has been no discussion among the party members regarding who will succeed.
But first, I would like to tell you all the rumor that I'm power crazy is that you know you all have known me. I'm not one of those who are crazy for power. Yes, I am the deputy president, true, but I'm not acting president of PRS. I am, as deputy president, as provided for by the Constitution, supported by the whole Supreme Council. I'm assuming the responsibilities that is left behind by our late president, but not occupying his post, please, not. So the post of the president is still kosong because of the demise of our president.
The rumors and news reports has been going around on social media and other media platforms speculating on the developments of the party president post.
So we had our meeting that day in order for us to show our unity, to continue the legacy left behind by our party president, and that is to seek ways collectively how we can proceed.
And now on to the next update. Two Sarawak Paralympians who excelled in the recent 2020 Tokyo Games, bagging gold and silver, were awarded with financial incentives from the state government. Bonnie Bunyao Augustine, gold medalist who broke the Paralympic record in the men's 72-kilogram powerlifting event, and Jong Yi Ki settled for silver medal in powerlifting in the 107-kilogram category.
According to the Chief Minister, Datuk Petinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg, the incentive was given in appreciation for their achievements and contributions to the state and the country at the international stage.
Ini adalah menggambarkan semangat anak Sarawak yang terus berusaha dan untuk mencapai kejayaan dalam sudut kesokanan, dan ini juga membayangkan bahawa anak-anak muda Sarawak atletnya, kalau mereka kerja kuat, berusaha, mereka akan mendapat kejayaan di peringkat antarabangsa. Ini yang penting, bukanlah jago kampung tapi jago dunia. Di Kerajaan Sarawak memberi sedikit sumbangan di atas kejayaan tersebut. Bagi saudara Bonnie Bunyao Agustin yang telah mendapat pingat emas, akan menerima insentif daripada kejayaan sebanyak RM500,000. Dan juga untuk saudara Jong Yiki yang berjaya mengharumkan Sarawak dengan mendapat pingat perak, maka kerajaan juga memberi insentif sebanyak RM300,000.
Meanwhile, for Bonnie and Yi Ki, the athletes expressed their gratitude for the incentives, which serve as a motivation to make Malaysia and Sarawak proud.
Kali saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada kerajaan negeri Sarawak telah membagi insentif kepada saya dan juga Jong Iki, dan saya memang sangat hargai insentif tersebut, dan ianya menjadi suntikan semangat untuk saya dan juga Jong Iki untuk terus berjaya dalam mana-mana game nanti yang akan datang.
Kali ini insentif memang macam happy lah.
Missionary schools in Sarawak reflect diversity in celebrating religious, ethnic and cultural differences. This was stated by Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg during the launching ceremony of the newly restored Mill Hill block at St. Joseph Secondary School. Representing Abang Johari was the Minister of Local Government and Housing, Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Hui Hian.
That's the beauty of our beautiful Sarawak, and it is the onus on all of us to protect this unique ways of life as Sarawakians. Let's not all that happen outside Sarawak that causes anxiety and divisions in society be a reason for us in Sarawak to be fragmented along religious and racial lines.
Abang Johari, Sim, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, and Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research, Datuk Amar Michael Manyin Jawong, who were also present during the ceremony, are alumni of the school. The total cost for the restoration of the deteriorating school block is about 5.7 million ringgit.
We are standing or seated before a 139 years old building, which is not just a physical site we view with admiration and awe, but one which carries a depth of history, identity, heritage, and memories we are very proud of. My heartiest congratulations to all the different parties who have made an enormous collective efforts to restore it. The architects, the engineers, the school leaderships, all boys, and all our generous contributors. Together, you have all made this event and day possible.
Abang Johari was a student in 1970 when the late brother Columba was serving as the school principal, which was when he learned of the love and dedication given by brother Columba and his predecessors into educating every child who came into this school.
Hence, I would like to take this opportunity to record our appreciation specifically to all the Mill Hill fathers who came not only to fulfill their missionary work, but bring education to us Sarawakians. I believe it is the balanced education provided in St. Joseph that builds strong and outstanding characters. To mention but a few famous sons, our beloved Governor, Tun Peninsula Taib Mahmud, the late Tok Nang, the late Datuk Polika Singh, and many others are exceptional products of St. Joseph School. Deepest of our gratitude and appreciation also go to the LaSalle brothers who took the school to new heights after the Mill Hill fathers. In 1952, St. Joseph became the first school in Sarawak to enroll science candidates for the school certificate examination.
Apart from the aforementioned VIPs, all boys of St. Joseph's Secondary School, such as former Deputy Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Dr. George Chan and Roman Catholic Archbishop of Kuching Simon Poh, were also present.
As the 12th state election is expected to be called anytime soon, Sarawak may apply the Standard Operating Procedures SOP as practiced during the Melaka state election. PBB Vice President Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah lauded the move in order to avoid the spike of COVID-19 cases such as the last year's Sabah state election.
Jadi kita tidak mahu perkara seperti itu dan kita menyerahkan kepada KKM, Kementerian Kesihatan, untuk datang dengan SOP mereka sendiri yang terbaik untuk bagaimana kita hendak mengadakan pilihan raya negeri dalam suasana yang baik, terkawal, tanpa menyebabkan kes melonjak tinggi.
He added that although there is no official statement on the state election SOP, he hopes the Melaka's election SOP will be applied to Sarawak. Meanwhile, the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Assembly, which was supposed to be held on November 7, has been postponed following the MOH instruction to not allow any social or political assembly.
Ya, saya ada menyelidik sendiri dengan penganjur kenapa perhimpunan GPS yang sepatutnya diadakan minggu depan kan ditunda. Jadi maklum balas yang diberi kepada saya adalah kita mematuhi arahan daripada KKM supaya tidak ada perhimpunan politik diadakan. Kalau saya lihat dari segi perspektif yang satu lagi, memang itu adalah satu tindakan yang bertanggungjawab daripada GPS.
In Sarawak, women empowerment is one of the most essential aspects in keeping the state's administrative system on track and functioning efficiently, as well as driving local economic growth. Now, Sarawak Minister of Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah said, in order to improve the role of women in Sarawak's administration and economy, the group continues to be given equal importance, space and opportunity to mobilize energy to develop the state.
Based on the principle of women in decision-making, she said the state government had carried out several special programs, one of which was the Women Leadership Training Program, WLTP, to produce competent women leaders at all levels of administration. Fatima highlighted that the Women and Family Department's WLTP project brings together chosen women leaders from around Sarawak to receive exposure, skills and training in developing their charisma and leadership principles. The program, she said, has succeeded in producing quality leaders as some of its participants have become council members for local authorities and even hold important positions in political parties. The minister said the economic sector, especially in small and medium industries SMIS, witnessed an increase in women's engagement, including those from Sarawak's rural and interior areas. According to Fatima, most Sarawak women entrepreneurs already possess the skills to produce SMI products, but they faced financial restrictions as well as marketing skills.
TVS membawakan kepada anda tayangan filem menarik bersempena Hari Deepavali. Mereka dari darjat yang berbeza. Tidak semua dapat menerima hubungan mereka, namun dapatkah cinta mengatasi segalanya? Bobby, Khamis 4 November, 8:45 malam. Seorang gadis pergi sejauh bandar Paris untuk mencari kekasih. Berjayakah dia menemui cinta?
Romantic nonsense.
An Evening in Paris, Jumaat 5 November, 8:45 malam. Jangan lupa bersama kami di Deepavali ini di TVS, saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Kali itu kita akan krop makan keropok hasil air tangan Puan Mariam dalam segmen Nang Nyaman. Seterusnya, kita akan makan angin di satu-satunya premis penginapan di Pulau Bruit. Dan episod Tok kita ada lagi seorang yang berhijrah dari Kuching ke Mekah demi menjayakan impiannya. Bersama kami Yusuf dalam rancangan Keringat Usahawan.
Welcome back to the Nightline. Now a total of 23,970 senior citizens and individuals with comorbidities in Miri have received COVID-19 vaccine booster dose as of November 1, said the Minister in charge of Miri Division's Disaster Management Committee, Dr. Sri Lee Kim Shin.
He said the Miri district had received 19,157 doses of the vaccines, followed by Subis 2,701, Marudi 1,081, Beluru 619 and Telang Usan 412 since the program began here on October 14. He said this after visiting 2 private hospital vaccination centers, Hospital Columbia Asia and Miri City Medical Center MCMC, and a private clinic vaccination center, Lee Clinic. Lee also urged the public not to fall for fake news on social media, alleging the booster dose as being supposedly unsafe.
And now on to the next development. The General Operations Force GOF will build 8 new security posts in Sabah and Sarawak soon to enhance border control in both states. Now Deputy Inspector General of Police Dr. Sri Mazlan Lazim said 7 of the posts would be erected in Sarawak and 1 in Sabah, with each station requiring the deployment of 2 sections of 26 officers and personnel.
He stated that the extra stations were built to strengthen the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM's preparedness, as well as taking over of the role and function of the Malaysian Border Security Agency AXEM by the GOF.
Bagi tanggungjawab di bawah Battalion 10 adalah pos tapak Megah Belaga Sarawak. Jauh tu Belaga tu. Saya pernah pergi Belaga, jauh. Dan yang kedua adalah pos Ulu Sungai Paku, Unduk Seri Aman Sarawak. Ini di bawah tanggungjawab Battalion 10. Manakala bagi Battalion 11, ianya melibatkan pos Biawak Lundu Sarawak, pos Rasul Lundu Sarawak, pos Sebubuk Bau Sarawak, pos Sapit Padawan Sarawak dan pos Temung Mura Serian Sarawak.
In Sabah, the GOF 11th Battalion will manage the Pagalungan post in Keningau. Mazlan made the statement during a working visit to observe the Ops Benteng at the Malaysia-Thailand border at Sungai Golok today. Meanwhile, Mazlan said the PGA Brigade's nationwide operation had successfully carried out seizures worth over 200 million ringgit involving drug and immigration cases, Ops Khazanah, and others from January to October this year. The total number of cases reported by the Northern Brigade through Ops Wawasan was 341, Central Brigade's Op Nyah 151 cases, Southeast Brigade's Kelantan Ops Wawasan 780, Sarawak Brigade's Ops Libas, Batas and Awas 311, and Sabah Brigade's Ops Taring 168.
Meanwhile, schools are once again reminded to be flexible to students who come to school not wearing school uniforms. Senior Education Minister Dr. Razzie Jidin said a proper and neat attire is enough for them to attend classes.
He reiterated that the matter was mentioned before, but parents are still complaining about teachers who insist on students wearing school uniforms to class.
Kami dapat aduan ada yang kata cikgu suruh pakai baju sekian-sekian, suruh pakai kasut sekolah betul-betul, sedangkan anak-anak ini kadang-kadang bajunya pun dah tak muat. Ini keadaan sebenar. Kita apabila saya turun ke bawah menziarahi anak-anak sekolah, ada yang kata pakcik kami dah nak masuk sekolah, tapi baju saya dah ketat. Saya kata pakai je lah, apa pun tak apa.
The senior minister also said schools should be accommodating in welcoming back students, especially since parents have to deal with constraints when schools reopen during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially to underprivileged families.
Kita mohon pihak sekolah, khususnya guru-guru, pastikan ya supaya anak-anak ini dimudahkan kehadiran mereka ke sekolah.
In another matter, he said all schools entering phase 2 of the PPN should pay specific attention to the ventilation aspect, including in the staff room.
And now Singapore's low-cost airline, Scoot Tiger Air or Scoot, has received the green light to establish a twice-weekly flight between Singapore and Miri starting mid-January 2022. This will not only promote more tourist headcount into the state, but also welcomes more investment in the oil and gas sector.
According to the Minister of Transport, Datuk Lee Kim Shin, Scoot made their application for the new route on October 11. Lee's ministry then received the green light today by the Ministry of Transport Malaysia and the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM. He welcomes Scoot's direct flight to Miri as the district has been established as the northern gateway to Sarawak and is one of the most popular tourist destinations. The number of incoming tourists from Singapore to Sarawak saw an increase from 38,743 in 2010 to 46,812 in 2019. But due to the pandemic, the numbers plummeted to only 7,373 in 2020. At the same time, Shell Malaysia will be moving its upstream activities headquarters to Miri, where they will house a total of 2,000 staff across Malaysia. With Scoot, flights connecting Singapore and Miri will complement any Shell personnel from overseas, as they will be able to fly directly to Miri via Singapore or Kuala Lumpur.
And now in the same development, flight ticket sale between Peninsula, Malaysia and Sarawak will see a dramatic increase of up to 6-fold for flight dates between Tuesday, November 2 till November 8. This also coincides with the Deepavali festive period.
Transport Minister Datuk Sri Wee Ka Siong told Dewan Rakyat today that the report was based on monitoring by the Malaysian Aviation Commission or MAVCOM on October 27th. He reasoned that the higher ticket prices to Sarawak was the result of the implementation of flight capacity limits to the state. He said the Sarawak state government on October 25th had agreed to allow an increase in flight frequencies to the state from 89 flights a week to 223 flights a week without limitations on the number of passengers effective Monday, November 1st. Adding that the allowance is expected to enable airlines to increase their flight frequency operations and offer cheaper flight tickets in return.
Sarawak Multimedia Authority merupakan satu lagi inisiatif Ketua Menteri Sarawak untuk memastikan pembangunan ekonomi digital dilaksanakan. Di bawah Dasar Ekonomi Digital Sarawak, SMA mengenal pasti 8 sektor ekonomi dan 7 pemangkin. 8 sektor ekonomi tersebut adalah pertanian, industri perkilangan 4.0, bandar pintar, pelancongan, kesihatan digital, e-perdagangan, kerajaan digital dan sosial. Manakala 7 pemangkin yang akan memacu usaha ini ialah infrastruktur digital, pembangunan bakat dan kemahiran digital, penyelidikan dan pembangunan ekonomi digital, keusahawanan dan inovasi digital, digital dan data, keselamatan cyber dan keinklusifan digital. Rakyat Sarawak diharapkan dapat membuka minda dan mencari idea-idea baru untuk menghasilkan inovasi digital bagi menjadikan Sarawak negeri maju berpendapatan tinggi menjelang 2030.
Awak jom pergi salon? Tengah makan lah ni.
Apa kecoh-kecoh tu?
Tak boleh nak berhenti makan lah.
Bukan kau cakap nak diet ke?
Sakit kepala. Nak jumpa doktor.
Gayat lah.
Kucing pun gayat ke?
Malas nak layan.
Pusak setiap Isnin 1.45 petang hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV. Jumpa di sana.
Thank you for staying with me. And now on to our world affairs. At least 6 people died in Nigeria's capital of Lagos on Monday after the collapse of a high-rise building that was under construction. The collapsed building was part of 3 towers being built by a private luxury housing developer.
Building collapses are frequent in Africa's most populous country, where regulations are poorly enforced and construction materials often substandard. Search and rescue efforts had been launched on Monday and continued through the night and into Tuesday morning. State officials said the death toll currently stood at 6 as at reporting time. 4 people were rescued alive and 3 more were treated for minor injuries. Witnesses say up to 100 people are missing after the luxury residential structure crumbled, trapping workers under a pile of rubble. Rescue workers use excavators to sift rubble as heaps of shattered concrete and twisted metal engulf the site where the building once stood. President Muhammadu Buhari has called for rescue efforts to be stepped up as emergency services, including hospitals, swing into action. The building has been under construction for the past 2 years, and a report said that the developer was at the site meeting with prospective buyers earlier in the day. Investigation into the cause of the collapse is still ongoing, and damage to the surrounding structures is being evaluated. Building collapses are not uncommon in Lagos, as similar incidents occurred in 2019, which left dozens of people dead.
The clear skies of Chile's arid Atacama Desert are a favorite for those studying in the composition of the universe. But now experts are looking to take the next step, detecting the existence of life on other planets.
On land adjacent to the Las Campanas Observatory, an international consortium of universities and scientific institutions is building the giant Magellan telescope GMT, which will have a resolution 10 times greater than that of the Hubble Space Telescope.
Diría yo 2 fundamentos científicos para construir ese telescopio. Hay 2 razones científicas importantes. Por supuesto que hay muchas razones, pero hay 2 fundamentales. La primera es detectar vida en otros planetas. Porque tú sabes, se han detectado planetas en muchas estrellas cercanas al Sol, pero nunca se ha podido detectar vida. Entonces, con ese telescopio, observando la atmósfera de los planetas, van a poder detectar moléculas orgánicas. Esa es la expectativa.
The $1.8 billion complex, which is expected to begin operation towards the end of the decade, will compete with 2 other extremely large telescopes located farther north in the same desert, as well as the one being built in Hawaii. The GMT will have 7 of today's largest rigid monolithic mirrors that will ultimately provide a single optical surface 24.5 meters in diameter with a total collecting area of 368 square meters.
And that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. And as always, thank you for tuning in to your local news tonight. Here with me, Charles Romerto, and I'll see you next time. Have a good morning.